Today with part 2 on how to deploy a Quarkus application to a Kubernetes cluster using our Kubernetes plugin for IntelliJ. In part 1, I imported the source code for our application into my IDEA. It's OpenShift Quick Start, and I connected the Red Hat Developer Sandbox so that it gets listed in my plugin. In this part, I'll show you how to set container environment variables to configure your application. So this is especially handy if you have different clusters and you want the application to behave differently depending on the cluster you deploy to. You see that my application is currently already running. If I follow the logs, you see Quarkus logging showing the info level. To change that, I could actually set things in application properties, which is in source main resources. We already set a few build time environment variables, properties, and I could add runtime ones in here, but for the sake of this demo, we'll do that via the cluster. The build created in Kubernetes the resources that I need to deploy the application to the cluster. Among these, there's a deployment config, which is responsible to create the pods. And in the deployment config, you can set the environment variables via spec containers env. I currently already have one generated by the build, which is Kubernetes namespace. So I can add here another one for the Quarkus log level, which is called Quarkus log level, and set it not to info like it is currently, but to all. Before overriding the existing deployment config, I need to delete the existing one so that new pods that get created have the new setting. I push the deployment config, see it reappear in the resource tree, and so is the pod. And if I now go to follow logs, I see that it logs not only info, but also debug, and also warn, etc. A further verification is possible via the terminal, where if I echo the environment variable, I'll see the value all. So that's it. You can set the environment variables for a pod via the Kubernetes resource definition, and it takes effect on at runtime on the application. Hope that this was informative. Hope it was a little bit of fun, and hope to see you soon. Bye.